Hey everybody, thanks for stopping by Tim Heritage Barbecue next door. Today we've got beef ribs, beef short ribs. So they call them Dino ribs a lot. It's actually become one of my more favorite cuts of meat. Terry Black's here in barbecue. I just love their beef rib. But today what we're going to do, I was down in Central Texas yesterday and stopped at an HEB market and found this wonderful 6 1/4 pound beef rib plate. So they're beef short ribs. And so these are Dino ribs, as you see them on the at barbecue stores. What we're going to do is I'm going to follow Aaron Franklin's recipe. I found it on YouTube. He recorded it about 5 years ago. He used hot sauce, salt and pepper. He used a thermometer just to probe, not really to check the internal temperature, and some apple cider vinegar to spritz it. So I thought, hey, why not just copy the master? So I'm going to make today Aaron Franklin's beef rib recipe. Let's get started. Again, 6 1/4 pounds of short ribs, and that was the original weight. Obviously, it's not 6 1/4 pounds of meat because you've got these big old Dino bones. You've got some fat that you're going to render. And so what he did is he took this hot sauce and just slathered it on. I did wash my hands before. He slathered it on the whole short rib rack as a binder, and he said it gave it a little tang. Now, he used Louisiana hot sauce. I don't have any of that at my house right now, and I don't want to go to the store because this is just a little hobby of mine. I'm a real estate investor. I flip houses and buy houses and sell houses, and so I actually have work to do. So I thought this is a really cool recipe because I actually like it more than brisket now, and it's a 6 to 8 hour cook. So it's about lunchtime right now. I've already got the smoker started. I'm going to go ahead and get this on the smoker, and as I work throughout the day, about every 15 to 30 minutes, I can just pop out, check the temperature, see if I need to add wood, and just let it roll. And then should be ready for dinner tonight. Again, it won't be 6 1/4 pounds, right? So you got 1 big rib, 2 big ribs, 3 big ribs, 4 big ribs in there. And so I would bet the yield on this will be somewhere around 2 pounds of beef by the time you factor in the cook-off, the marbling, the fat rendering, and the bones. So anyway, I have talked enough. I've got it good and slathered. Wash my hands real quick. Now, I follow a lot of Aaron Franklin's recipes, and he uses a 50-50 salt and pepper mix on almost everything. I think he adds paprika to his ribs and the pork butt. So I've been, really kind of, hey, imitation's the highest form of flattery, right? And he uses this complex shaker that you have to like bend your arm around, and I'm just not that good at it yet. So I bought this. It's a shaker for grated cheese, and it works wonderful because what I have is 50% coarse kosher salt and 50% coarse ground pepper. I use the 16 mesh like he recommends. But yeah, so this seems like a super easy cook because all you do is apply your salt and pepper to both sides on top of this little hot sauce, and then put it on the smoker. He said 280 degrees, but it just seems hot to me. Now in the video, he's using an old country smoker, which is exactly what I'm cooking on. It looks like he had the same smoker I now have. But I was watching a video by Jeremy Yoder, Mad Scientist Barbecue, talking about convection and the size of the smoker and the way the temperature differences, right? So some of Franklin's recipes may call for 280 degrees, and I mean, for me to hit and maintain 280, it's pretty hot in there. And Jeremy Yoder, if you go to Mad Scientist Barbecue on YouTube and Instagram, he was just talking about the convection difference. And so when you're cooking at 280 on a 1,000-gallon smoker, you've got a lot of air cooling the surface of the meat. Well, in my little smoker, I don't even know, maybe a 50-gallon, the airflow doesn't cool down the meat, and so I don't want to burn the meat. So what I'm going to do, since, like I said, I'm not a pro, I'm just going to hang out at 250, see how the first couple hours go, and then kind of adjust from there. Let me wash my hands again. All right, so the smoker's been heating up for a while. It actually just started kicking off some white smoke because I added a little bit more wood, because anytime I crack it open, I like to just add a little wood first to just kind of bump the temperatures back up for the heat I'm going to lose. I'm right at 250 here. I'm right at 250 here. We've got a good 250, so I'm going to go ahead and throw it on. Just going to take this short rib, put it right back here in the perfect cooking spot. Shut her down. Open it up for some airflow. And I'm going to check back in about an hour and a half, 2 hours. Okay, so it's been a couple hours, about 2.5. We're holding a good right at 250 temperature. What I'm going to do now is just check it. Make sure, I'm not getting dry around the edges. Make sure everything looks good. Spray it down with some apple cider vinegar, and then probably start doing that about every hour, just kind of like I do a brisket. All right, we got this kind of good mahogany look here. Fat hadn't really started to render yet. Doesn't really look like anything's drying out or burning. Just want to keep it nice and moist. There we go. Close her back up. All right, so like I said, just gonna kind of hang out here, set my timer, come back in about another hour. Just try to keep that smoke right at that 250 point and let it ride. All right, starting to get some separation there. Coming right along. All right, Tim Harridge here. We've got our ribs. I've been resting for about an hour. Funny thing, the battery was dead on the camera when I recorded me wrapping it. But basically, about 6 hours in, I went ahead and wrapped them in butcher paper so they would stay nice and moist. And I put them back on the smoker, continued at 250 all the way through the 8-hour mark. Pulled them off. They've been resting for a little over an hour here at room temperature, and they're still very warm. That's the thing about these big chunks of meat with bones in them. They stay hot pretty long, but let's take a look. There you go. Slice right in. Oh, that's pretty. Fall off the bone tender. Just look at that. Nothing but goodness. These beef ribs are, affordable and delicious. So like I said, Aaron Franklin's beef rib recipe. I got my Franklin koozie. It's the best barbecue meal I've ever had in my life, and I've been 3 times. Nice Lone Star beer. I'm gonna dig in. Try this piece. Look at that. Nice smoke ring. You can see that fat rendered perfectly. Oh, it looks good. I'm actually not gonna bite that piece. I'm gonna take a picture with that piece. No, I'm gonna bite that piece. Why not? Fell off anyway. It's just so good. A little bit of zest from that hot sauce. Never done that before. That's definitely a winner. Hey y'all, keep cooking. Oh, so good. See you next time. Cheers.